Hello, everyone. This is Don's Meditations Podcast. And in today's episode, I'm going to discuss how to overcome depression after a breakup. How to overcoming depression after a breakup. So, during this time, you broke up with your boyfriend or girlfriend. It's normal and it's understanding that you may feel sad and depressed and all those, feelings and those emotions, and that's normal. It's part of the grieving process. It's part of the it's part of the process and emotions of breakup, that you're gonna feel sad, you're gonna feel like lost, you're gonna feel lonely, you're gonna feel all these emotions, even anger. Part of you probably gonna be angry or upset. You're gonna feel all these emotions, but but the depression is gonna be the one that's gonna hit the hardest of all of it, because over time, of thinking and contemplating day by day, you're gonna be feeling sad and all these negative thoughts. So I'm gonna share some things that can help you deal with those those feelings. So during this time, when you're feeling sad, you're feeling depressed, you have to be mindful of how you think. Your thoughts, your thoughts are causing you to be depressed. At this time you have to put yourself first. Right now it's the time to put your attention on yourself. Okay, discovering yourself, you have to discover yourself all over again. You have to, because your identity was pretty much wrapped in your relationship. Who you are as a person was wrapped up in your partner. That's how you saw yourself. You saw part of yourself. A lot of times we get our self-identity from our partners. We're used to them being around and hearing from them. So now that's gone and we feel lost. You start to feel like, man, what's going on? What do I do? And, you just feel like, all kind of ways, and then it makes you sad. But you have to focus on yourself at this time. You really have to let them go. They walked out of your life. You got to let them go. You got to let them go. Don't text them. Don't call them. Don't text them. Let them go. There's no need to chase them. No need to be sending 1,000 messages saying, well, why? I don't understand why you want to break up, and how come we just couldn't talk about it? Or, I think we should really need to just sit down and talk and this and that and the other. You can't. Like when a person makes up their mind to leave, and they decide to move on, you have to give them what they want. Give them what they want. Let them go. Let them go. It's time. You can't convince, because the more you try to convince someone that to stay, it's like your dignity, your self-respect goes out the door, because then it's like you're begging someone to stay in your life, and it's not going to be the best thing. It's not going to be the best relationship, the best situation. You want someone to be in your life because they want to be there. You don't want to have to, if you have to beg someone to be in your life, then they don't need to be in your life. You have to love yourself enough to allow them to move on. Okay? You have to love yourself enough to allow yourself to move on. Period. That's it. You can't You can't be trying to convince someone to stay in your life. You have to love yourself enough to let them go. You know? You have to love yourself enough to let them go. If they decide that that's what they want to do, you have to respect their wishes and say, okay, you take care of yourself. As much as it's going to hurt, you have to let them go. So, and that's going to be the thing, you know, that's going to be the way you get over to overcome depression. You have to, in your mind, make up in your mind to let them go. But I know it's going to be hard. It's going to be a day-to-day process, but you're going to get through it. You know, it's going to make you, you know, after you break up, it's going to make you feel like, you know, like a lost little puppy, you know, looking for their mom in a big world, you know, all by yourself. You're going to be feeling like a lost little puppy looking for their mom. You know, so it's going to be tough. I know it's not going to, you know, it's not going to be easy, but you're going to be okay, and you're going to make it through this difficult time. But during this time, you have to bear in mind, you have to focus your mind on other things. You know, you have to focus your mind on other things besides your ex. You know, because constantly thinking about what he is doing, what she is doing, reminiscing on the good times, you know, all that's going to do is keep you in a very sad and depressed state. You know, so when you start thinking like that, when you start putting your attention on your ex and thinking about what they're doing and all that, you have to snap out of it, you know, and say a little affirmation or prayer. Okay, and I mentioned that in my other podcasts, you know, I mentioned it, you know. We have to focus, we have to get our attention off our ex, okay? We have to get our attention off what they're doing, who they're talking to, or whatever the case may be. We have to, because when we do this, we neglect ourselves. You neglect yourself. You neglect your own personal growth. You neglect your own self-worth and your own happiness when you do this. You know, when you constantly focus on your ex, what she is doing, what he is doing, who are they talking to, who is she talking to, who is he talking to, where are they at, thinking about all that, it's only taking the attention off yourself, which right now you need to focus on you, bettering yourself, focusing on you, focus on personal development, growing. You know, you should be focusing on how you can make yourself happy at this time. You should be trying to focus on how you can make yourself happy. And that's what you need to do. You can't be focusing on him or her at this time. You need to focus on, what can I do to make myself happy? You know, what can I do to, you know, get myself through this, or how can I better myself? You know, start working out, you know, get my body right, start eating healthy foods. That's one. And reading books, listening to YouTube videos on relationships and, you know, how to get over a breakup and how to better myself, or listening to these podcasts like this. It's going to help you. That's how you get your mind off your ex. And that's how you get out of the depression, by focusing on bettering yourself, listening to listening to podcasts like this, you know, focus on things that's going to, you know, better yourself physically, mentally, spiritually. You know, start praying and meditating, you know, getting connected to God more, you know, getting closer to God. That's one thing we should always be doing every day, is getting more connected to God and asking God for guidance and direction. Asking God, universe, for his divine guidance in your overall life. And that's how you're going to get through these depressing feelings. You keep your mind focused on you instead of your ex and what he is doing. What is she doing? What are they doing? Who they having sex with and all that. You got to get your mind off that. But you can make it. You can do it. You're going to have to go through the hurt and pain. It's going to be painful. I know it. All this hurt and pain that, you're experiencing, it's okay. It's normal. And it's a part of the process of healing. You have to go through the hurt and pain to get to the other side of peace. But I encourage you to focus on you as much as possible. To get over the depressed feelings you are experiencing, when he or she comes to mind, say a little prayer, affirmation. Say a little prayer or affirmation. I mentioned this in my other podcast. You could say, I wish them well, hope they're doing okay, and I wish them love and happiness with or without me in their life. And that's what you do. You say a little prayer, affirmation, wishing them well, wishing them love and happiness with or without you in their life. And that's what you do. That's what you have to do in order to get through the depression thoughts. Say a little prayer, say a little, affirmations, and you might have to do it multiple times a day, just to get your mind back on track. Okay? So, you can do that. You can do it. It's what you have to do to make it through. So yeah, it's just part of the process, but you're going to make it through. I know you will. So yeah, do the little prayer, affirmations, so, well, now that you are single, you can focus on the most important person in your life. So now that you are single, you can focus on the most important person in your life. And that person is you. Your ex was a person that was, a part of your happy. Your ex was a part of that. Your ex that was in your life, there was a part of your happiness. But they're not your main. They're not your main happiness. Your happiness comes from within yourself. So begin to focus on yourself and what makes you happy outside of your ex-partner. So, yeah, the main thing is you are your source of your happiness. A lot of times when we are in relationships, and I can speak for myself. I was that person that relied on my partner for my happiness. I relied on them. If they didn't text me, or if they didn't call me, or if they didn't do everything I wanted, it made me feel unhappy. So that means I relied on my partner for the source of my happiness. But no one can be the source of your happiness. Only you. You cannot be the source of someone's happiness, and you can't rely on a person to be the source of your happiness. So during this time that you're single, work on your own self-love. Work on being happy within yourself. You have to learn how to be alone. So many of us, we rush into getting into relationships to feel that love and feel that feeling of, someone, that attention from someone. Because, we don't like to be alone and face our own selves. People don't like to just be alone, so people, I used to be that person where I felt like, I didn't like being alone. I did not like, and I remember I used to tell my girlfriend that, it was times I'd be home by myself, and I was, and she wasn't able to come over, and I would say, I'm about to go to my friend's house or hang out, and that was all because I didn't like to be alone for a long, like a certain period of time. I didn't like to be alone. I felt like I needed to be around other people to get to feel good about myself, and that's not good. I didn't realize that. It's, I didn't realize that was not a good thing. And I wasn't conscious of that I needed to learn how to be alone and not to need anyone around me to be okay. So you have to come to that point where you can be okay alone, and you can be whole and complete all on your own. And that's what you need. You need to be whole and complete and be happy and content by yourself. Enjoy that person inside of you. Enjoy your own company. You have to be able to enjoy your own company before you be able to enjoy someone else's company. You got to be able to totally love yourself you have to totally love yourself completely in order to truly love someone else. You can't truly love someone if you don't truly love yourself. So you have to work on the divine spirit inside of you. Work on loving yourself. Being by yourself. It's okay to be by yourself. It's okay. And sometimes it's good to just don't have the TV on sometimes and focus on you. Read a book. But like I said before, look at some videos, uplifting videos that's going to help you, motivate you to, to encourage you to move forward in your life. Okay? Because it's that, now that your partner is gone, you have to let them go. Don't chase them. Don't text them. Don't call them. This is the time that God has given you right now. That God, universal spirit, He's given you that right now to heal you, to work on you. Find out what you want in a relationship. Find out what you want in your life. Because probably during that time you was in that relationship, you were so caught up in him or her, you couldn't really focus on what you truly wanted. Because you were so focused on the person. And that's true, it happens. You get caught up in that person and you just kind of lose yourself. Because you're so, caught up in making that person happy or doing things to, make that person happy. Or you're just so focused on your partner, you forget about yourself. And yourself come first. So then when a breakup comes, we tend to get all out of sorts and all, and get all emotional, and which is normal because there's someone that's been a part of your life, but we tend to lose ourselves because that's all our livelihood, our life existence was wrapped up in our partner, and it can't be wrapped up in our partner. We have to have goals and plans and purposes for ourselves. We have to have a life outside of our partner. We can't make our partner our life. That's the truth. We cannot make someone our primary life. That's the truth. That's the truth. So you got to keep that in mind. You cannot allow someone to be your life, no matter what. You can love them and all that, but your partner can be like your main life. I know it sounds weird, but you have to have a life. God created you for a specific purpose. They just your partner is just someone that's a part of your life, a part of that journey that adds value. They're supposed to add value to your life. If someone that's in your life cannot add value to your life, they're not supposed to be there in your life. If they're subtracting from you and you're feeling miserable and unhappy in that situation, you have to love yourself. You have to love yourself enough to say, hey, this is not for me. But sometimes we don't do that because we're afraid to be alone. And I'm raising my hand because that was me. That was me. I was in a relationship that I knew I shouldn't have been in, that I knew I wasn't totally happy in because of my issues, because I had trust issues or what have you. It was just something inside of me telling me that this relationship wasn't for me because I wasn't feeling like it was, the relationship wasn't fulfilling for me for X, Y, and Z reason. So it did end up with the person breaking up with me because I kind of, sabotaged the relationship based on my insecurities and all that. And so I had to accept that, and there was things I needed to work through in my personal self. So these are things you have to think about. You can get through the depression. You can get over the depression by focusing on yourself. And when your partner comes into mind, you say a prayer. You gotta let go of the memories, and you might have to delete pictures. Anything that brings up memories and make you feel sad and depressed, you might have to get rid of it, like pictures, old pictures, and don't listen to these sad, depressing love songs. Let all that go. Listen to like some upbeat music, some happy music, something that's gonna lift you up. Some upbeat music. Stay away from those sad love songs because it's gonna keep you in a sad, depressed state. Okay, and so you gotta let all those thoughts go. Let the thoughts of him or her texting you. If I know you got used to them, him or her texting you throughout the day, but now that's over. For now. You can't be worried if they text you or not. Or call you. You can't be thinking about, are they gonna text me or are they gonna call me? And then you're checking your phone every other minute or every other hour, seeing if they text you, which they will eventually. If you behave the right way, they will text you. If once they break up with you and you just go ghost on them, you don't text them, you don't call them. And you just kind of set them free and let them be, they are going to call you. Trust me. I promise you that. They will. Because they're going to be wondering what you're doing. They want to know what's going on. And then and only then, you can respond if you desire. But once they text you, I will wait like some hours. I will wait like 2 or 3 hours and then just say, But if they're just texting you, hey, how you doing? I don't know if I would respond. I don't know. It depends on the situation, But anyway, I got other podcasts talking about when to respond and all. I'm just trying to stick to the topic of overcoming depression. So just listen to my other podcasts on that, on when your ex texts you or call you, what do you do? So just let those thoughts of what your ex is doing, let all those thoughts go. If they, thoughts of the past or who they with, thinking about if they with somebody, let that go. Let it go. You have to. If you want to get over the depression, you got to stop thinking about it. I know it's tough. I know it's not easy. I know those thoughts just kind of randomly pop up in your head, but when they do, you got to let it go. You got to say a little, I release those thoughts now. I cast out all negative thoughts. I release them now. I wish him or her, whoever his name is, I wish him or her well. I wish them love and happiness with or without me in their life. and that's it. And then you meant to pray and ask God to give you the strength to get through it, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be a challenge. And ask God, God, dear God, help me to move on from the relationship. I now release him or her, say their name. I release them over to you. I release them with love and peace. I wish them well and happiness. Help me, give me the strength to move on. Remove the pain and hurt that I'm feeling. Help me to get through it. And so it is. And that's what you do. Ask the universe, ask God to help you to get through the hurt and pain that you're going through. And you do it as much as you need to every day until you start feeling a lot more better, and you feel yourself getting back to your normal self. And then, of course, you still want to always keep in prayer. Don't never stop. You always want to keep working on yourself, even after you start feeling yourself getting over that person. Continue to thank God, be grateful for his blessings and helping you get through it and helping you move forward with your life. You always want to keep connected with the universe. All right. And so I want to end this on this note. I read a quote. I thought it was a great quote. And it says, "Being single doesn't mean no one loves you. It means God is busy writing your love story." I'm going to read that again. Being single doesn't mean no one loves you. It means God is busy writing your love story. Isn't that cool? I really like that one. So you're going to get through this. You're going to be okay. And I'm here for you. If you need to, if you really want to talk to me, you can reach out to me through email at gdontre@yahoo.com. That's letter G, DONTRE @yahoo.com. You can email me, and then we can set up a one-on-one coaching session for 30 minutes for $30. Just let me know if that's what you want. Just feel free to email me. And if you want to donate to this podcast, you can donate to my Cash App at $DontreGlenn23, DON $DONTREGLENN23. And if you want to donate. So with that being said, hope all is well with you. You're going to be okay. I'm here for you. I love you. And I understand the pain you're going through. You're going to make it through. You're going to be okay. You do it every day. Every day is a new day. So take it one day at a time. And just, remember to, keep your mind off your ex. Don't be looking at his Facebook or his Instagram pages. You might need to block it. And you might need to delete him from your account, just to, keep from thinking about him or thinking about her. You might need to do it. Delete their number so you won't see their name. Do whatever you can to get your mind far away from them as possible so you can start healing. Okay, so whatever you are in the world, Brazil or Puerto Rico, France, Germany, Italy, wherever you are in the world, thank you for listening to this podcast. I really appreciate you. Appreciate your support. I appreciate it. And I love you much. All right, you take care of yourself. And like always, peace, love, and positive vibrations.